Okay, so this is going to be kind of an instructional video on rebuilding this Kx250. I did a rebuild myself. Got another video of the first startup, and this is a video that a guy sent me a message. This is him. He sent me a message asking some more details about it and like how I did it and everything. So when I took it apart, I did it because I was losing compression, and honestly I didn't know what I was getting into, but I did a lot of research and stuff, so ended up doing it on my own. Some specifics, I guess, about this thing. When you do it, you take everything off of it pretty much. You know, take the seat, all the plastics, except for, you don't have to take this stuff off because it's not in the way. I ended up taking off the pipe, the seat, the radiators, the gas tank, all of the exhaust. So it was all stripped down. I ended up taking stuff apart and cleaning it. And then I took off the head first, cylinder head first. And there are 7 bolts on there. There's one down in that little, right down in here. It's kind of hard to get to. My biggest advice when you start taking these apart is to label everything. You don't want to have anything mixed up, and I did get stuff kind of mixed up with the plastic bolts. So yeah, label everything. It's pretty easy to do doing these rebuilds. So back to it. I took off the head and looked at the piston down in there, and there were some little chips on the edge. So I ended up rebuilding it. When I took the when you take the cylinder off, all the bolts are pretty easy to get to. You got to take off all of the hoses, and before you do all the hoses, and the radiators, you drain the radiator fluid. I took off the power valve, or no, that's not the power valve. This is the power valve. The whatever this thing is called, the reed cage. I took that all off. Had this off. Oh, I took the subframe off too. So there's some bolts. There's a bolt here. There's a bolt in here somewhere. So basically, it was just, you know, frame, engine. That's it. And the back wheel and swing arm. So that's what I had to disassemble. Everything. So when you go to take the cylinder off, I'm not sure how many bolts there are, but there's one here. This one's kind of tough. You got to get this with an end wrench. This one's, you know, just regular. Go to the other side here. There's some more bolts over here. And then when you get to this part right here, this is the water pump down here. You don't have to mess with that really. But right in here, this is part of the power valve. I sent this guy a video by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. They've got a pretty good instructional video on how to do this type stuff. So this is different than what they have in their video. This is a power valve thing. So when you take this off, there's going to be a little shaft sticking out towards you. Basically, there's like a little, I can't remember. It was like a year ago since I took this apart. But there's some real small parts in there, and when you take it, you gotta take that apart to get the cylinder off. And you don't want to lose any of those parts. This is just a little seal thing that goes back in there when you take it off, but it's right in there. I didn't want to take anything apart today because it's freezing outside. It's like 32 degrees. But yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta take that apart. It's pretty simple. Just don't lose any of those small parts that are in there. So basically that's it. And then when you're reassembling it, this thing is different than the one in the other video I sent. The head, it's got a gasket instead of the O-rings like the video has. So So yeah, that's a few of the differences from that video and these Kawasaki's, these old Kawasaki's. Oh god, it's cold. So when you go to reassemble it, you need to have a torque wrench, and you got to torque these bolts on the cylinder. You got to torque those to a certain amount, and then torque these to a certain amount at the top of the head. Because you don't want to over torque them, because all this stuff is like soft metal. I think it's aluminum or something. I don't even know. But it's soft metal. You don't want to get any warpage. Oh, when you take it apart, when you take the head off, you don't want to. I'll show you. Here's what you don't want to do when you're taking the head off. See, this is the bottom of the head. I got a screwdriver. You don't want to do that, because that'll screw everything up. It'll make your seal bad. You're going to get a little rubber mallet or something, or you can just get some cardboard, like a few layers of cardboard, and stick it in front, and then hit it with a regular hammer, lightly, not really hard, to loosen it up before you lift it up. But yeah, then the cylinder, the piston is inside of there. When you go to get your Wiseco, or you can get factory, whatever. But I did Wiseco. It's got a little arrow on it. Point that towards the exhaust, so the arrow points towards the front of the bike this way. And yeah, basically everything else with this rebuild is the same as that Rocky Mountain ATV video. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just when you put everything back together, torque it. Oh, when I had it apart, I had the cylinder rebored. So I had it bored to a little bit bigger than what it already was to get, a better seal with the rings, the piston rings or whatever. And that's pretty much it. I washed everything. It's just mechanical. You can wash it as long as you don't let water sit on it. I washed it and I cleaned out the power valve. I didn't disassemble the power valve, but I did clean it out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just remember everything. If you need to take a video of yourself taking it apart or something to remember how everything goes back together, do that. I mean, it's really simple. I wouldn't hesitate at all to start taking this apart and rebuild it all over again. It's a great learning experience, and it's easy to do. Just make sure that it's good to have all the information beforehand. So just Google it. That's what I can say. Google it, find videos, watch videos of other people doing it. And yeah, I mean, if you do all that, you're gonna find it really easy. Toughest part I found was getting off this stupid crap. What is that thing called? Getting that thing off because the bolts kept stripping. Or the top of the bolts kept getting messed up. See, that one's all screwed up. And then getting the little, I think it's circlips out of the piston. That was the hardest part. But yeah, it's good to have an extra set of hands when you're putting it back together. Have someone else to hold stuff for you if you're doing this for the first time. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It was really simple, and you don't have to take it to the shop to do it, as long as you do research and all that stuff. So yeah, if you're gonna do a rebuild on these two-strokes, go ahead and do it. It's not hard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions about doing these rebuilds, send me a message or anything. Could put a video out for you, or just respond to your comments or messages. So yeah, this has been Chris Circular. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And this video was once again for this guy, Sean Nagy. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.